wet the whistle a little bit. And welcome back to this episode of Talk Smack with Mac. On this episode, I have Lelyn Mac getting on the pod. It's another Mac in the building, baby. This episode was meant to be, but we
even look the same. It's
right,
like, it's
right. Little Irish brothers and shit.
I know.
Running around like little leprechauns and whatnot. But you are an amazing writer, director, and you said musician, man. I didn't know you made music. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's where my name comes from, actually. For context, like my last name is McCormick, so like don't disregard the Irish part. But Lelyn is my middle name, and Mac is my Mac is like a variation, nickname for my
abbreviated nickname for the last. Yeah.
And,
throw a little A in there, it gets a little weird.
Yeah,
I understand.
It's like it's just like it's a whole thing, and and I originally wanted to be a blues musician. And I was gonna go to New Orleans and find a mentor, or find someone to teach me the blues. This was when I was 18. And don't get me wrong, I have a really cool name. When you say it out loud, because my full name is Alexander Lelyn McCormick, which has some oomph to it, but it doesn't sound like
it's pretty badass.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Alexander, it sounds like
it sounds like you're in a royalty or
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's cool, but I don't because when I say it out loud, I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't sound like a blues player. So right, I was right. And I don't want to just
too aggressive for a blues player.
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah.
Exactly that.
Man, I gotta dial this in. You said abbreviate.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, my middle name sounds kind of weird. Lelyn, it's where's that? I think it's an Irish thing, to be honest with you. I don't really know the history. My dad doesn't really know that much about that side of the family, because his grandpa was never around, and that's where my Irish side comes from. And so a lot of what I know about my heritage from my family is the Italian side, because my grandmother side was very was Marangoni, very Italian. My dad's side was McCormick, very Irish. So it's the Irish history was kind of lost, because my grandpa was he got drunk and ran away for a while.
It's like that sometimes.
It's like that sometimes. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But
I'm trying my best not to do that. You know?
Good for you.
Yeah. I'm hey man, don't drink alcohol, smoke a lot of weed, and I'll be fine.
I don't drink just because alcoholism runs in both sides of my family. So I'm just you know what? I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
And I don't. And I don't feel like I'm missing out, to be honest. I'm chilling.
Man, so I drink.
Yeah.
Not much. Mm-hmm. It's more so a social thing.
Yeah.
I think I've drank by myself maybe 3 times in my life.
It's just depressing, man.
It is.
It's just
sometimes I might, have a couple beers and, play some video games if I want to, submerge myself into the moment.
Yeah.
But that rarely happens. I'd rather just smoke some weed and do it.
No, absolutely. And it's just I don't got that, I felt it, I got that, the thing that was in in my family is in me too. You know what I mean? I could feel the pull whenever I was in a really not great spot. I could feel it almost it was talking to me, egging me on, it was oh, this is gonna make everything feel better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's not how that works. So
I understand, man.
Yeah,
drugs have ran through my family pretty bad. Yeah. So it's I could.
We jumped right into it.
Oh man, it's like that. It's like that. When you meet your was it doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
Yeah, man. It's oh shit. I feel like I feel like a little Irish man right now. I could tell you anything.
All right, fair. All
right. So you said you're from Vegas.
Yeah.
Born here.
No, I was born in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Born in Dallas, Texas, and then my family moved here when I was 2 years old. So I'm from here.
Yeah, we claim you.
Yeah, I just haven't. I wasn't born here, but I was. I learned how to walk while I was here. So does that count?
That counts. That counts.
So I take it
you're still shitting and pissing on yourself while you were growing up here.
So I take it you were born. Were you born here?
Mm-hmm.
How was that? You've been here longer than me at this point. How was being born at that time, living, seeing the city grow and all that stuff?
It was a lot different. I remember seeing big ass tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Rolling down the street growing up.
I still remember that. Yeah.
I don't remember seeing a tumbleweed recently at all, unless you're in the desert.
That's true. No,
But I remember going down Martin Luther King, man. It would just be big ass tumbleweeds, sometimes the size of your car. And it's like there's not that.
I never saw ones that big.
They were huge,
Yeah,
dude. They were
that's
huge.
crazy.
And the city has changed so much, or maybe my eyes are just a little bit more open to it now, of how corporate it is. There's not too many mom and pop shops.
I noticed that recently too. I was like, it was like a
man.
lot of like, I mean, the staples are there. Like the like 24-hour Philly like place has been there since like I remember.
Oh,
it,
over
like,
there on Alta Indicator.
on what was that? What's the one on Rainbow?
Oh no, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
There's this 24-hour Philly cheesesteak spot.
I was talking about a spot by Arizona Charlie's.
No, I was talking about the one on Rainbow.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
We're talking about different places.
Yeah.
It's a big city. It's a big city, but like it's I don't know. I was always just so. I forgot what I was gonna say, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It's that fire.
It's that fire.
It's that fire.
Yeah, it's that fire.
But no, I feel like the mom and pop shops are few in between out
that's
here.
what we were talking about.
And
I miss those.
like when
Yeah.
when I went to New York, my eyes were really open because I saw a lot. I only saw a very small part of the city, so my opinion could be skewed.
Yeah.
But coming back home, I'm like, damn, there's not really shit. There's 1,000 Robertos, there's 1,000 McDonald's and Burger Kings,
yeah, they got-
franchises. You know what I'm saying? And there's not, a Linda's Mexican spot or nothing like that. So I don't like how corporate Las Vegas is, but
It's very Starbucked.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a perfect word.
Have you
use.
seen the World's End?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's where I got it from. It's from that movie.
Oh, when did they say that?
Like when they were talking about the bars. Now how they're going to each bar and it was like they all look the same.
Oh man, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Watch that movie again.
And I'm a
like,
big fan too.
watch
Shaun
yeah.
of the Dead is one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
check that out again, and then you'll like because like what that metaphor is just like that town is like kind of like a metaphor of like what happened to like kind of the corporatization of Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
And it's true because like I miss like I feel like there was a music scene that was very present when I was growing up, and I feel like there was like the city felt like more alive, if that makes sense. Before
Around when?
like I'm talking like around like between like 2012 to 2016.
Oh, I was in the military, bro.
That was kind of when I was doing my thing, and then before I went off to Utah to do film school, and then yeah, I miss concerts. Concerts were super fun, and like they're still super fun here.
You talk about actual performing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was in school rock for a bit, so I actually played at like House of Blues and the D and stuff sometimes.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, it was fun. It's like I haven't had like best high I've ever had was playing on stage.
Oh, I could imagine.
No, it's
Exhilarating.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The biggest flex I have from me playing playing music was like I played my own graduation party, which felt really good. Mm-hmm. I had a high school graduation party, and like my band played it, which was cool, and that was like a weird, like that was very surreal because that was the first time I ever experienced like groupies.
Yeah.
It's like girls will just kind of melt in front of you, and it's just like
man,
and,
yeah.
and then it's just like, and you don't realize that, and then you like because when you get on stage and you play, because I used to have long hair, and then my grandpa cursed me, and then
Fuck you, Grandpa.
I know, for real.
You get drunk, you get up, you dip.
Yeah.
You took our fucking hair with you.
I know you reached through time to take our
Right.
hair. Yeah, but
I think my grandpa did the same thing.
yeah, it's fucking and yeah, no, it's yeah, if you play an instrument and guitar specifically, and you could do it in a fun way, girls will melt. Apparently, it's a whole thing. But
So what all instruments do you play?
right now, I play guitar, I sing, I play bass, I dabble in drums. I have very good rhythm because I was a rhythm guy for a really long time, but I kind of just program on my drums now. So, but I like.
I gotta link you up with Kyle, man. My homies, man. They're
Yeah.
all into music, make music. He's Kyle is the audio engineer for the podcast,
yeah.
but he also makes music too.
Very cool.
Mixing engineer, mastering engineer.
Absolutely, I would love that.
Do you do your own mixing and mastering too?
I've tried. I just hate it every time I do it. Just because
Yeah.
I'm just like, just the entire time, I'm just like, why isn't this as good as I want it to sound? And it's just like I get in like this demoralizing loop. So now I'm like thinking about not doing that because I think that was my bottleneck, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Creating an entire song is, but like by one person, is an incredible feat. If it sounds good.
I do. Yeah, I mean,
It's hard.
I got my first single out it's called Two Faced. I had my director friend do the music video and got it up on YouTube on the my Dead Souls Anonymous channel. It's actually not a bad song, to be honest with you. I'll send it to you later so you can like listen to it. And but it's like this it's like hard blues rock. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to check that out. So you said you went to St. George for film.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
that was an accident.
You want this?
Yeah, I don't mind. Why did I look at it?
No. I just being generous. That's all.
I appreciate the generosity, brother.
So, St. George. I didn't even know like they had anything film related out there. Oh, you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it.
I got so embarrassed, bro.
Yeah. Be careful. You ain't ready for all that. Welcome to Talk Smack with Mac, baby.
Talk Smack with Mac. Yeah. I spilled the water on myself. Oh man. That was an accident. I was with this girl I was dating for like the first time, and it was like my first like real relationship ever. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get out of Vegas.
How old were you?
I was 18.
Okay.
Like, you know, like,
What are you, 30?
nah, I'm 26.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to tell people that though, because like people start treating me differently. It's weird, but no, it was like my first like real relationship, you know, and like I went to CSN for like criminal justice for a while, and because I wanted to be a detective because I thought that'd be cool.
I thought that same shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, even when I got out the military, I wanted to do like border patrol because they have divers. I was a diver in the Army.
Oh hell yeah!
So I was like, man, what about like border patrol for the Army? What about what about diving for border patrol? What about diving for the FBI? And then I thought about Secret Service too,
That'd
and
be
shit like
cool.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I'm an actor and an accountant and a podcaster now.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like in this
I made the
economy, everyone's
right
got to be
choice.
doing like 3 things. To be honest, like.
I'm one step above selling fucking feet pics.
Hey, you know, everyone's got to get their feet pics from somewhere, man. The feet pics. There's always someone that's gonna be distributing the feet pics. So why not let it be you? You know what I mean? Why not you?
Yeah, these little weirdos out there, if I shaved them, they wouldn't even know the difference.
Take back the means of production.
So you said that was your first relationship?
I wanted to get out of Vegas,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get a degree somewhere. And
Okay.
I was like, okay, she went to Dixie State, now Utah Tech over in St. George. I followed because I was like, I don't want to go to UNLV because growing up that meant UNLV stood for you never leave Vegas. So I was like,
I never heard that.
really?
That's funny as fuck.
That's what all like everyone I went to school with like would say.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, that's not gonna be me.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
And so I went to Dixie State because it was cheap and it was where she was going, and I wanted to be with her. So move in together. I like cut to me writing a book because I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. Like I've been an editor. I've been an editor for like since 2013 at that point. Because like I started as an editor, making like AMVs, which are like anime music videos, basically. That's like
Anime music videos?
yes.
Okay.
So like You ever seen those videos of like, you know what Naruto is? Mm-hmm. So like, you ever seen those videos of like Naruto like fighting and shit with like Linkin Park? Mm-hmm. I would like make those.
Okay.
Like that's like how I started editing like in high school. That's like
You try to sync up the animation with the rhythm of the song?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it.
Okay.
And just like cutting out the parts you didn't like, and then just trying to make it like So I would do that, and I was just like learning.
Some of those are badass, bro.
Some of them are, yeah.
Get you like jacked up, ready to go.
Yeah, and it was just like I was just I was bored, and I had the like tech to do it because I went to West Tech, the technical academy or whatever up the road, which was like a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And but wow.
That's impressive.
And I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. This is gonna be a legendary episode, man.
Right.
We're off to a crazy start already. Speaking of crazy starts, California is on fire. Like that's a whole thing that happened. Like,
yep.
Wow,
it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I know it happens almost every year, but it's bad.
Did you see that video of like the McDonald's and like the sign and it like was blowing? It's like on fire and it looks like hell.
No, I haven't really been looking at it too much.
It looked like Constantine, like the movie when he went to hell.
Yeah,
that's what the videos looked like.
My brother said it looked like Black Ops 2 zombies.
Pretty much. That's pretty much it.
When you're in the cornfield,
yeah.
Man, that sucks, man. Prayers out to those people.
Absolutely. It's like I saw an aerial picture of it, and it just looked like the final act of a Marvel movie, and it was just that's just terrible.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's heartbreaking, man.
Shout
out to LA, man.
You know what I heard though?
What?
I heard that the insurance companies pulled their.
That's what I heard. State Farm. State Farm pulled the policies that they had with these people in their houses because they knew the fire was coming.
That is
How unfair is that?
I mean, that's like.
Come on, we have to do something about that.
That's like some getting that. You know what I mean? That's like.
These people paid their money every month for this insurance.
No, absolutely.
And then when the time comes where they need it, they pull it.
That's terrible. And I don't know. That's like trying to get like chop behavior. Not gonna lie with you.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie with you. It's that's very bold to do in this climate. And
you better be careful. CEOs are getting clapped out there. You keep doing stuff
State
like
Farm.
that.
Yeah, that's. I'm not very pro insurance, to be honest with you. I'm very not happy with kind of the existence of the healthcare system and their existence, and it's very much a scam. And cash discounts are a thing. I'm not sure if you knew that. Cash discounts are great, and they don't tell you about that. You know, actually, they will charge you less, like if you don't have insurance.
Why is because now
they
they
can only give you specific things if you have insurance. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff that's like they'll lock you in. It's like we actually legally can't give you this. Like if so like if you go in just like, hey, just give me like the cheapest thing, they will actually like they can give you the cheapest thing. But if you come into like insurance and be like, hey, this is what I have, they will give it to you. They will give you like the version that costs more.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's like, this is the version that we have to give you because your insurance says that this is what
they only cover this, and this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
which I understand. It's a cold circle of life. You know, they don't want to fix you. They only want to slap a Band-Aid on you so you come back, and then they prescribe you so that the doctor is getting paid, the pharmacy is getting paid, and then the people that come in get their Band-Aid or these pills or whatever it may be, a lot of the times turning them into zombies too. Now they're just so numb that they forgot about everything. It's not that they fixed the issue. They just forgot about it because they're numb. Yeah. It's like anxiety, right? Or we could talk about PTSD. So PTSD, the military tried to prescribe me like psychotic medication and shit.
What they tried to give you?
man, the names are too big for me to pronounce because I wasn't taking
who
that
would have
shit. You know?
said?
Exactly.
Like, what? It's like, I don't even hear what you said.
They're like, man, there's crack in this, there's heroin, there's a little bleach in this motherfucker, there's all types of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, take this LSD, you'll see.
And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Like, this isn't going to fix my problem. It's just going to make me forget for a little bit. And I'd rather face those demons. It gets a little interesting at times, but I'd rather face those demons, man. Because this is something what is the long-term effects of taking this? Because if you're giving me this today at 30, you're telling me I'm probably going to need this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So what are the long-term effects of this drug? And why can I not fix myself or learn how to cope without it in a better time than you just slapping this Band-Aid on it? It's because they're making money.
Oh, yeah.
That's why. So it's like, man, just give me that weed, baby. Let me smoke this weed. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you start growing it too, then it'll be double set.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that.
Are we not allowed to do that here?
Too close to a pharmacy.
Really?
I think within proximity, and I could be
Is that
wrong.
true?
I could be
I don't know
wrong.
what the rules are here.
Hey, man, pull that shit up and figure it out and let me know. I believe if you're within 50 miles proximity from a dispensary, could be less than 50.
Really?
You're not allowed. And same thing, bro. It's about money. You don't want me to grow this weed in my house because I'm going to consume this weed without paying money for it, which includes tax dollars, which goes to the government. They want to get their cut. No, fuck you. What, are you going to tell me next I can't grow tomatoes? Isn't that the same thing? What if I grew cilantro?
Cilantro. Yeah. I don't like
I don't like the picking and choosing.
I don't think that there should be I think that should be like just at everyone's the individual's discretion, to be honest with you.
About what they grow?
Yeah.
Especially in their own house. Like if you own your home and you're telling me I can't grow this plant?
Yeah, it's insane. It's actually insane.
You want to hit this shit?
Yeah.
Shit, come try it.
That's
come
crazy.
smoke with me. How about that? I don't want to eat. I'll give you some of the weed. I'll give you like a nug or two. Leave me alone, bro.
Oh, that's insane.
Try this, homie. But no, so St. George.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. I started writing a book. And I was just picturing everything as just pictures in my head. And I had been an editor at that point, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't know if I was going to do it or not. And then I was watching this episode of Hot Ones, funny enough.
Hot Ones is fire.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville was on it. And he said, if you're not failing at something, you're not trying hard enough. And I said, all right, we're going to do this now. So, film it is. And here we are.
Why film?
I wanted to tell stories. And when I was writing a book, and I was just visualizing it as pictures in my head. So I was like, okay, well, if I can visualize this as moving pictures, then I can make it into a movie. And I was able to. So I started doing that, and I was very fortunate, had a very hands-on film education and learned a lot, like a lot. It was a very good program. I fell ass backward into one of the best film programs in the country, to be honest with you.
Nice.
It was, had a great mentor, worked my ass off, and I came back to Vegas really prepared. I had 7 films I directed at that point by the time
All short films?
yeah.
Nice.
But
How many of those 7 were a part of the curriculum?
2.
Oh, so you're working outside just with your homies and
Yeah, we had
classmates and stuff?
unlimited access to gear, So
That's badass.
it was just like, how much can I do before I leave? And so I just really just tried to make as much as humanly possible, and like do as much on set as I possibly could. So like by the time I worked on a lot of different projects and a lot of different positions just because I wanted to get better at directing. So I put some hours into all the different departments, like camera, sound, post, even like casting, set deck stuff, even like acted and like did a lot of acting. Actually, I did acting in I think I've acted in like 9 or 10 things at this point, like nice. Shorts, yeah, and like actually like major roles. Just to like get just to become a better director, be able to understand the process more and
all visual aspects and everything that goes into it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just I just want to know the process, so like I need to know what I want so I can tell other people that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, being a director is like being a quarterback. You have to know everybody's position and know where everybody is at, because everybody's going to come for you and ask you questions and point the fingers at you.
Yeah, it's all your fault
and all the blame.
Yeah, exactly. You're steering the. I always say you're steering the ship, but the quarterback actually works great too. It's a heavy wheel sometimes. You know what I mean? It's not always like, because if anything goes wrong, it's on you.
And it's stressful as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like you have all of these people at one place at the same time.
Yeah.
Which that's hard as hell to do on its own.
Yeah.
But not only that, but you have all this equipment. You have the space that you may be renting, or you're only there for an allotted time.
Yeah.
You have the weather elements that you have to deal with. Mm-hmm. Are people hungry or thirsty? You have to deal with emotions. Are you in the zone? Maybe this actor just doesn't have it that day, and you have to do many takes, and you have to deal with people's tension rising. And how can you get everybody in the zone for this, specific day to go smoothly? Mm-hmm. There's so much shit. Everything could go wrong.
Yeah. And it does.
And you have to make that shit go.
Yeah. And my favorite saying on set is that God hates filmmakers. Because he does. Every time every time there needs to be something to go wrong with the weather, it does. And no, Murphy's Law, man. Murphy's Law, for real, is just an ever-present reality. And people forget that, but it's always there's always gonna be something, and you always got to be able to pivot, and you have to plan. You have to have good planning on the front end to be able to deal with things while they're happening, to give you the space that you need to figure your stuff out and adapt. You have to give yourself the slack to adjust. You know what I mean? So it's not so life or death. And also just being being not an asshole helps too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just being chill. Just realizing that everyone is part of the same mission and goal. Everyone wants to just make the thing happen. And yeah. This magic of movies, man. We live in a cinemagical reality.
Yeah, we do. A lot of people living in their minds.
Oh, for real.
And not reality. It's unfortunate. But we also live in a time where creators can create very easily.
Yeah.
For better or worse. There's a lot of
unprecedented freedom to create, actually. It's like the gates of entry, there's still gatekeeping, but the ability and accessibility that technology has been able to bridge the gap, it's insane. Just the level of quality we're able to get out of just consumer level products at this point. You know what I mean? Because cinema cameras are $100,000. You know what I mean?
No, I don't, but I can imagine how much they are.
so cinema camera, yeah. So an Arri Alexa is there's that's considered like by many to be like the best camera in the world, and if you want to get one of those, it's like $100K. And
feed pics are coming, baby. I have to do it for the team, man.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, absolutely, bro. You gotta provide, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. You can like just market yourself. It's like you don't understand. These are the highest quality that you'll ever see in your entire life, and then just like really, yeah.
But I need it for my podcast.
Yeah, just do a tax write-off. There you go. But
I'll pay my house off.
But yeah, man.
Anyways, back to directing, bro.
Oh yeah.
What is like the hardest or biggest obstacle that you had to conquer while filming or making a project?
Depends on which one, man. Like every single one has its own problems and what you call it. But the first movie I ever made, the ceiling fell down on me while we were filming.
Oh shit. How'd that feel?
I was very stressed out at that time because it was the first like project I was ever working on, and like we were gonna. So
it's funny.
Yeah, no, my world was crashing down, man. Like literally, like literally, it was a ceiling because like we were like it was already a stressful time, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, so here's what happened. We're filming this thing. It was my first movie I'd ever done, so it was like the only experience I had with film at that point was, besides me editing, was me acting and doing the post-production for this film called like Haze Fire, and it was this it was like the intro to film class movie that we were doing, and it was basically like, okay, go make a movie. And then like it was like a bunch of like uppity film people, so we all like wanted to make it like the best we could. So it was like this like bank heist thing, and I acted in it because I wanted to start acting just to try it out. And I decided I was gonna go full method for it, and so I was just like an angry cowboy on set for like 6 days, which was like just wonderful. And like me and that girl I followed over to Utah, we'd just broken up at the time. So like, yeah. So like, I was like, I needed something to like pour my pain into. So I was just like, I'm going to be an angry cowboy for like 6 days. And it was wonderful. And I was so annoying. I just talked shit to everybody just the entire time. And I was just smoking cigarettes. I didn't even smoke cigarettes at the time, but I was smoking cigarettes. And I was just talking shit. And I was wearing my cowboy boots that my dad gave me. And I was like just wearing so much denim. All the denim I owned. I like found like my Uncle Johnny's denim because like he passed. And I was like, I went through his wardrobe. I found all of his denim. And but it was fun, and I got really connected to the character Tex, and like I saw that there was a story that needed to be told or whatever, and so
I love the passion. Yeah,
bro, that's all
the story needs to be told.
That's every movie I do, man. That's if I didn't believe in it, what's the fucking point?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I put every part of myself into everything I do, and now I'm trying to pull it back to like where it's just like the things that are really important to me versus everything in my life. Because when you do that to every aspect of your life, it's just you're just tired all the time, and then your soul gets demolished.
I completely understand. Balance is an
hard,
effort, man.
It's hard. It's consistently hard, but once you get it, it gets easier. And hard work and purpose help too. You know, hard work and purpose are very helpful. And but what were we talking about? We're talking about
the hardest obstacle that you faced.
Yeah,
while being a director or just on
the
set.
ceiling fell on me. We were doing that movie, and then the story needed to be told, right? And so. Actually, that's still one of my favorite shots that I've gotten, like, for one of my films, is, like, the film opens, police sirens going off, me, like, I'm running, I just robbed the bank,
Are your shoes click clacking?
My boots are click clacking.
Yeah, my bad.
My cowboy boots are click clacking. And the camera like starts like behind me, and then like just slowly like pans around as I'm running like across like as I'm running away, and then it took us like 19 tries to get that shot. I had to run across that parking lot 20 times. And
exhausted.
I was so tired afterward because I was acting, directing, which was crazy for my first film to do, but I did it. And
shout out to you.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. Well, I did everything on that movie, man. I produced it, I wrote it, I acted in it. Did basically I had some assistant editors, but I basically did like all of the post production, soundtrack, all of it, like front to end. Basically did it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But that was hard. That was the hardest thing I ever did my entire life up to that point. It literally felt like putting two mountains together, like with my bare hands. Is what it like? But like literally, like the ceiling fell on me because we were trying to do a bathtub scene, and there is like this old warehouse that Nick Cage. I think he did a movie up there like forever ago because he just be doing random movies sometimes, and it was like this. It was this bathroom that just had the aesthetic of a bathroom, but it wasn't actually a bathroom. So there was no plumbing, but there was a bathtub and the water worked. So I thought that there was. So we're running the water because like we're filling the tub, and like it's like okay, cool, we're gonna do that. We're gonna film the scene downstairs while the tub's filling upstairs because we're trying to be economic because this is our first time doing anything, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. So because like I'm trying very hard, and it's very hard. Like I'm doing a lot of different things, and literally the ceiling falls, and then my camera person's all like, "Yeah," like I can't like that night I'm like trying to like clean it up, and camera person calls me, or sorry, her boyfriend calls me. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, she's not going to be able to make the shoot tomorrow morning, which is like a sunrise shoot. Because like she partied too hard. And she's like, oh. And I'm like.
At least he called though. Shout out to the boyfriend.
I wanted to die. Like I was just like, all right, I'm dead now. And then, but I called my boy Hunter, who wasn't like my boy yet, but this was like one of the like most amazing things that like could have happened. But I was like, he checks out gear a lot because like he likes to like make stuff. So I called him hoping that he had something checked out. He did. I'm like, yo bro, really need you 6:30 tomorrow morning, this spot. He's like, I'll be there.
Hey, yeah.
We get the sunrise shot with another really good friend of mine, Caleb Christensen. He's been in a lot. He's a recurring actor in a lot of my stuff, and he also looks a lot like me, which is just hilarious to me. That I keep running into actors that like look like they could be my siblings, which I think is just funny. It's just
and style,
Yeah, and because I'm like but I'm a big neo-western guy, so maybe we can do like a Band of Brothers neo-western kind of thing. That'd be kind of fun actually. Because we could shoot it out here.
What is?
I'm good for right now. I don't want to be too like blah, blah, blah.
What are we talking about again?
Well, no, my memory just is like sometimes it's like works too good, and then sometimes it's just like just doesn't compute. Sometimes it's very argumentative, and I can't control when it is and isn't. Sometimes, most of the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do. I do a lot.
Yeah, bro. It's a whole thing. Words are made up, man.
It's a motherfucker in there.
It's absurd.
Yeah. But, all right. Neurosis.
We can talk about it? Let's talk
about it, man.
What'd you think, man? You read the script. Did you read the script?
I did read the script. The script it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot of back and forth. Yeah. It's wild, and like I told you, I got a lot of Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah.
When he's in the mental asylum, and you kept on bringing up the nurse. I need them to keep that shit down out there, Hey, Kyle, you got that. But I was getting Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah.
I just pictured this creepy ass nurse. Mm-hmm. This bitch is coming up here. She's kissing me. She's threatening me. She's got the scalpel. That's crazy going on. And then you got your homie. You're in the car doing. You don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're doing.
No.
But you need some dough. You need some money.
Yeah.
Pops is talking about putting you out. You got to go make some money real quick. You need a job. Your girl, she left you. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then what? Like, it's a lot going on. He is two different people. You tell me about it. Shit. I know I was just jumping around a lot, but there's a lot going on in that damn story, man.
There's a lot of plot, man. Like, what did it make you feel? That's what I want to know. Like when you read it, like what?
It made me feel the same way when I watched the movie Inception. I was just like, my fucking brain hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I get really like I like to layer my stories really deeply.
Oh, I'm not even tripping, man.
No.
But I was also like, man, there's the range of Cole. There's so much range in him because he's, going through it.
Yeah.
Going through it. But he's also, and then he goes to where he's kind of getting his bearings together and then shit just goes haywire. And then, like I said, a lot of back and forth. You're in a sane asylum. You're laying in a bed. You're getting fucked with. You're crying. But then other parts, you have are in a fight or flight state when you're fighting for the gun in the car. There's so much different shit that this character goes through, psychologically, physically, everything.
So like what I was going for, man. Like one of the things like I wanted to like one of the vibes I wanted to bring was like I wanted to do like the horror everything everywhere all at once is what I wanted to do, and I think I did it. I'm pretty sure I did. We're gonna see when we film it and like put it all together, but I'm like 80% sure, 98% sure we're there.
With some ominous music.
Oh yeah,
this shit is gonna set the fucking vibe, bro. When I was reading it, it's ironic too because I guess I was getting Silent Hill vibes because I just finished Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh, how was it?
It was cool.
Yeah.
A little bit too easy.
Why don't you put it on hard difficulty or what?
I should have played it on hard. I didn't because I didn't know what to expect.
And you have combat training. Why are you playing on normal?
Because I played with my daughter,
okay,
and she likes to watch the story.
Okay. All right.
And when on hard, you got to restart a lot.
That's
she's
fair.
not really feeling that.
That's fair. I understand.
So I had to like.
Now that I have the context, I rescind.
I had to find a
I
balance.
rescind my statement.
Yeah.
No more.
Like we beat Silent Hill 2, and then we started playing Resident Evil 3 remake.
How was it?
I already beat that one. That was good. It's very short, very fast, but it's fun.
I haven't played that one. I played the 2, and then I played 2 and 4 that the remakes that came out recently.
Yeah, 3 is cool. It's short though. It's really short. Like maybe like 7 hours.
You want to know like the longest game that like I played recently? Like I was doing like this. I was in hibernation from some events that happened earlier this year, but it took forever, but I finally did it, and it was like Baldur's Gate 3. Like I was like 170 hours, man. It like oh my god, it took so long, but it's so good. Like it's like this like everything like expands into something else, and there's just so many trees that like vastly change stuff. It's like a true RPG, and it's like done to like today's standards. So like everything's voiced, and like there's like actual like consequences, and everything's like just the highest quality. And it's like they implemented mod support recently, so now there's like people like building their own stuff like inside of it and shit, and it's like this like self-sustaining forever game at this point. Yeah, because like they
like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, exactly, and they have like because they have like full on like because the developers fully support mod support for their game. So the players can like they can go in, they can make tweaks, they can change shit up, and like it's fully integrated into the experience now, which is just I think that's a wonderful thing.
I gotta check it out. I've played some really badass games over the last couple of years.
There's gaming is an incredible medium, man.
Oh man, it's one of the few things that stimulate me physically and mentally at the same time, to where I'm not thinking or worrying about anything else. I'm actually just composed and relaxed at the moment.
Yeah.
So I got to keep video games in my life to a certain degree.
It's well, they're great for your brain, man. Like they keep you sharp. Like when you get older, you should definitely like play more like action heavy stuff like Dark Souls and like anything, because like
coordination and mental.
Yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it, man. Brain rot's
I
a
feel
thing.
that.
Yeah,
I feel
like
that.
if you just like watching TV and like if you just watch TV, you're gonna sit there like,
yeah, zombie. Yeah. I didn't think of it like that. Okay, that's pretty dope. Cyberpunk.
yeah, I haven't played Cyberpunk.
That
I wanted to, but then the launch was so bad that I was just like,
Luckily, I played it like 2 years after it came out.
was it good?
That game was amazing.
Really? Okay, I gotta play it now.
Phenomenal game,
all right,
man.
I'll play it now. I was waiting for like I haven't talked to anybody who wasn't like a super fanboy. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know what it was when I played
because
it.
my friend Hunter was like hyping it up for like Cyberpunk's gonna be like the greatest thing ever. And that's like he listens to a lot of cyberpunky music, and like a lot of his short films are like very sci-fi and like cyberpunky. I love him to death. A lot of his stuff is up on like where all of my stuff is, like on the Dead Souls Anonymous YouTube channel, which is like a fun name, and I really happy that's a thing. But yeah. Oh yeah. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, fire game, and you can choose different paths based on the decisions that you make, and also the gameplay is different based on how you choose to fight.
That's cool.
If you want to use knives and melee, or if you want to use long range weapons, or however that you could build your skill points up and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fire game. That and Dying Light, man. Dying Light 2.
I've been wanting to play those too. Like that's been on my list, and I have Dying Light 1. The fall.
That's one of my favorite games.
Really?
It like really. It just changed everything, because you have games like Dead Island, which are phenomenal games, especially for its time. But you take that game and you say, okay, let's let these motherfuckers run and climb on everything. Oh yeah, now we're gonna throw out some big ass crazy zombies too. That's gonna chase you, and at nighttime, shit gets weird.
Yeah. No,
oh my god!
No, I love it. It's very like you remember I Am Legend, yeah?
Yeah,
that was like
exactly. I Am Legend, but you're the greatest parkour person that's ever lived.
I I'm so mad I didn't like play that game when I was younger. Just because I came out in like 2016, I think. Because like if that like the 12-year-old version of me, I think would like would have lost his shit like completely. Like,
man, the 22-year-old me was going crazy. I was in the military. I'd come home.
Fair enough.
And I'm like, this is crazy. Turn all the lights off, and I'm just fucking dipping from the zombies. But yes, so Neurosis, I got Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah.
Silent Hill vibes, and just this character is, for the whole time I'm like, man, is he just tripping? Maybe he's just fucking tripping.
He could be just tripping,
and then it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's different genres too. I feel like there's like a flow for a certain. It's going a certain way, and then it just gets fucking weird. But it's like
life be like that though.
That's right up my alley, bro. As you can see, that's right up my alley. What's the plans for that?
For like us doing it? All right, so right now we're in. We just got back, and we just decided that we're going back in the pre. So that's gonna be up until. Well, we're gonna like go full force into that in March because we got some other projects that we're kind of doing right now. One of them, like one of the things we have planned right now is actually we're doing a comedy special. We're actually doing that mid-February. So like we're looking for 4 acts. We got 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do. We're doing that this February and doing the music video in January. So we're kind of doing those two things, and then we'll be moving into Neurosis. So we'll do that. Production maybe sometime between April, probably most likely May at the earliest, or June. We'll see. But summer I could see being like a grouping of like 3-day shoots. You know what I mean? Like, or just kind of like, you know, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of deal. Not like saying that those are like those 3-day groupings, and then based on scheduling and whatever we're doing, it'll kind of just be determined into that. But yeah, I'm thinking over the summer that'd be kind of the best way to do it if we're gonna do it, and then put it together. And then a lot of the way we're shooting it is like I'm the one that's gonna be putting it together for the edit. So yeah.
What do you use for editing?
Premiere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most people are Premiere or Final Cut and stuff like that.
I started on iMovie, and then I like Premiere so much better, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just
a lot more features.
Yeah, because I've used Final Cut, and it's just it's not even just the features. I just like the feel. It feels nicer. And now, with the way that they're implementing all the new features, it's very helpful, and it's very fast. Like, it's just it's very fast now.
Nice.
Like, the workflow the workflow speed is increased, which I'm happy with, because it slows down this tedious stuff, which is annoying, and lets me do the stuff I actually like, which is like cutting. So, yeah.
So when you go into editing, what's like your process? Are you going in there and I'm assuming you have different folders of every scene and all of the cuts that go with that scene, and then are you just editing one scene at a time and then you ended up grouping them together, or how exactly does that work?
No, the first time I did it, I just like put it all on there and was just like editing. But no, so what I do is I'll just sit with the footage for a little bit, and I'll just like look through everything, and then I'll just start playing it together, and then I look for just the best performances and continuity, because that's important to me. And then I just kind of play it out and just kind of like just see what the vibe is of each shot, each scene, like each take. And then I just go scene by scene and then just start cutting it together. And like, I'm pretty good at like putting it together to like where it's essentially like a fine cut. Usually like there's like a rough cut, and then there's like a second rough cut, and then like a third rough cut, and then you get to a fine cut, and then there's just like a second fine cut sometimes, and then you get to the final cut like eventually. That's if you're working with like that. Like, there's been like, that's been some people's experiences. Like, I just, there's so much that goes into editing a project that is just very hard for me. Like, especially like since I know how to do it, to be like, do it like this, but like from a distance. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to be like, because you have to get into specifics, and it's really hard to do that without standing over someone's shoulder. So it's like,
I think it'll irk me a little bit too if they don't do this shit how I want them to do it.
It does irk me, which is a problem. No, it's a problem, because it's like, because it's not they didn't do anything wrong, because they're an editor too, so they're also an artist. You know what I mean? They're trying to paint too. But I like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard when you like can paint and they're not painting the way you want them to. And so it's like,
exactly.
when you also can paint and like they're not, it's like, this isn't what I want though. It's like, but no. And then you just sit with the footage, just look through everything, and then feel the natural pace. And I try to be really stingy with the amount of shots I use. Like, sometimes you got to use like, editing is mostly solving problem solving, to be honest with you. Like,
how so?
Like, how do we hide this weird line? How do we hide this? How do we get this really great sentence, but when we cut to the next scene, how do like we not mess up the pacing of like the conversation and the flow? Because like, you can go really fast when you're cutting in between shots, because you can make because the conversation, it's all about pacing, right? So like, conversation is a volley. So like, I hit to you, you hit back, I hit to you, and it can feel like when you like are doing a lot of cutting, because it's like, let's say you're cutting around a bad performance, right? because you can make a bad performance good with good editing.
Yeah.
And but like, let's say someone's doing really bad and you have to like really get surgical with it and get really precise. Like when you put everything together, if you don't do the pacing right, it'll sound like you, me, and with like there's no pause or breaths or like sentences. It just feels like one long run-on sentence. And
oh, that's a good point. Oh, so how do you fill it? What do you fill it with?
nothing. That
You just let the silence stay there?
yeah.
Nice.
You just let them breathe. Just let it breathe. Let the perform.
Based on the flow that you want.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have to set the pace.
Now, how is it like in seconds or? I understand it's going to be dictated
for
on.
me, I started as a musician, so I have a very good sense of time.
So you're talking about like a bar or like a beat.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because that's how I keep track of time with music. So like that's just been very, and like, I started as an AMV video maker, so that like kind of translated into my pacing for my cutting. Yeah, it's very it's very 4/4 sometimes, but my philosophy when I go into cutting things is that if I don't need to cut, that I won't. But not every single. I try to get the best line of each like. I try to get the best performance of the best delivery of each line that I can.
Because you could hide them, but still have what they say play. Based on
yeah.
cutting.
If I'm hiding stuff, yeah. But like, I like to, I like to show the shot if I can. But that's not always the case. But I really like my style is a lot of like long holding. It's like / tracking stuff, so it's either like a very still wide with a lot of stuff happening in it, and like a master, or just like a long tracking shot intercut with like a lot of really fast close-ups. Like it's just like, so it's like a lot of like, it's like, and then it's like sprint, then sprint, sprint, and then it's like, it's very that's just how my writing and editing and pacing just happens to be.
Now, with you being the writer and the editor,
and director and sometimes actor,
is that usually normal? If a person if you're directing, do you usually edit too?
It just kind of depends, man. Like, I know a lot of directors that who don't know how to edit, but I mean,
are they involved with the process?
They'll sit in the room, yeah.
Okay.
So like, they'll like sit with them and then like go through the stuff.
Say no, I like this one. I like this one.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
But like that's standard process at this point because like editor is like just a straight position at this point.
They know the shortcuts and the key commands and
well,
all
not
that
just
shit.
that. It's like that. Like they're trained obviously, but like they have their own guild, right? So like they have their own union and like all these strict rules that they have to like oversee, and like the directors have their own guild, so it's like, okay, well, it's like this is a union movie, we have to play by union rules. So it's like if you want to be an editor, so like there's rare instances like the Safdie brothers edit their own movies, but usually no, like directors will like work with their own editors, but I'm just I don't know, at this point it's just handing over that trust. I have some editors that I'm talking to because like it is bottlenecking my stuff, just because like it takes time
and mentally draining.
Yeah, it's a lot of focus and it's just exhausting, and then it's just a whole thing all the time. Yeah, it's just, there are some editors that I am talking to, and seem to share my same philosophy, and like seems like there's good overlap. So I'm gonna test him out with one of my short films, and then if he's good, maybe do
turn the reins over.
Yeah, because I want to test it out on something like not like stakes aren't so high.
Just to get that feel, yeah, because that's a lot of trust that you're giving.
Yeah,
and it's hard. I can only imagine. Every film or every project that you're working on, that's your baby at the moment.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm not just gonna let anybody hold my baby.
Oh yeah.
Let alone get them dressed and get them ready for the day and make sure they're ready for the big show. That's crazy. That's a lot to fork over.
Yeah. And it's so I want to try to establish that sense of trust first, and then once maybe that happens, we'll see if I want to have a good working relationship with an editor though, because it's a collaborative field, and it would be nice to like not having to like carry the whole thing, which but.
And like you said, being in to be able to collaborate with another person that is on equal or even surpassing you at that moment, to be able to, bring up ideas, bounce ideas back and forth, say, hey, let's try this like this, or you come back and say, oh, and then we can do this. It could get really amazing. So developing that working relationship with that person is very important. I feel like that's how I am with the podcast. I have Kyle that does my audio. That's my guy. He's been with me for 4 years, for almost the entire thing.
That's a deep sea mask. I was wondering what that was for this
Cam
whole
37
time.
dive helmet.
That's so cool.
Full marble.
Shit.
And I think it's like 60 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's my shit. That's what I dove in the Army.
That's cool, man. What's the deepest dive you ever did?
I think like 180. 180 feet,
280 feet. What was that? Like, do you like feel like what's the pressure like with that?
You clear as you go down, but after 100 feet, you get nitrogen narcosis, which is like a underwater drunk feeling, and it affects everybody differently.
Yeah, so you just start swimming like this in like this terrible line. It's just like, wow, he can't even swim.
Yeah.
Is he drunk? What is he drunk?
One time, I was in Palau, and we were in scuba, and on this particular dive, I was going down by myself, and I had a GoPro, and my job was to go down to the bottom, find the ship wreckage, and trace it out on a slate and bring it to the surface. I went down to like 125 feet. I think that was the max that I could go. I forget these days, but I think that was the max I could go without having to decompress in the water, or having any decompression stops in the water. Excuse me. And I remember going down, bro, and I got down to 125 feet, and all I saw was just blue. And it was just, I could see clearly as far as I could see, out of the water. And it was just blue down, blue all around me. There was nothing there, and it was deep as hell.
That's trippy. That's terrifying.
And when I was down there, I remember the GoPro wouldn't turn on. And Are
you fiddling with it?
I'm trying to mess with it. I'm trying to turn it on.
That's stressful.
And
with the deep blue sea below you, you're fiddling.
And I'm down there by myself, bro. No. And I tried to take the GoPro out the case. I was nitrogen narcosis was messing me up.
You're just like,
I was like, man, this isn't working. I need to take it out the case and turn it on. I think it'll work like that.
Obviously,
and I'm sitting there trying to. Luckily, the pressure had the case closed, so I couldn't get it out.
Obviously, that's what's wrong.
That's my nitrogen narcosis moment. But no, man, great times. I'm very fortunate, very thankful for my time in the military. Yeah. So MMA, man, I want to touch on that a little bit.
Sure.
Before we talk about some horror movies real quick. But MMA, you said you met Izzy before and did some work with him. He's pretty dope.
It was very briefly. Let me just establish that. It was just like a hello, and then we took a picture. It was just like we talked like a few times that night. It was just like a brief, like I asked him what kind of anime he likes, and then that was it.
Who are some of your favorite fighters?
Like ever?
Yeah, sure.
I don't really keep track of anyone in the game right now, though, is the thing, though. Like, if we're talking, like, I know a lot of boxers, to be honest with you. Like,
who's your favorite boxers?
Favorite boxers? Well, it's just like the classics, man. Just like the Tyson Ali. But I like Ali's style. And it's like, but more of his, it's more just philosophy. Just at that point, I'm more interested in the philosophies of the fighters than the actual a lot of like at least like current MMA is just like a lot of the styles just like there's just it's like a lot of the kind of guys that kind of like it feels like they all kind of train the same way. And they all kind of approach each other the same way, where it's like a lot of kicking into like maybe like not really a lot of wrestling sometimes, like there is, but not really. Like 'cause sometimes they'll get some double leg or single leg takedowns, and then just like a lot of jiu-jitsu, and then once we get to the ground game, but like not really like a lot of like it's just a lot of Muay Thai and then jiu-jitsu, and then like not like a lot of like good striking, and like at least like boxing nowadays.
There's a few guys
Yeah.
that can box.
Yeah.
Ilya
Enlighten me.
Taporia.
I don't like. I only like. I only like pay attention like sometimes now at this point. But like, so like if there's like some guys to keep an eye on, like tell me.
Oh man, I got you. So
Yeah.
Ilya Taporia is dope to watch. Justin Gaethje, he'll box you up. Dustin Poirier, he'll box you up. Max Holloway, he just got knocked out for the first time in his career.
Oh yeah, what's his record?
Max Holloway?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. Maybe like 30-8 or some shit. But Max Holloway is gangster. He has one of the greatest knockouts ever.
Yeah.
But Michael Chandler, he'll throw hands with you. He's pretty fun to watch. But Brandon Moreno, he's a smaller guy, but he can box, bro. He can throw hands. I highly recommend you watch the Dan Hooker and Dustin Poirier fight from maybe in like 2020. That fight was insane, and that second round was one of the greatest rounds I've ever watched
Yeah.
in MMA. I'll say a lot of good punches thrown. I'm not gonna say the greatest defense, but man, there's some boxers out there. Patorian, he could box you up real quick. The bigger guys. Let me see what bigger guys could throw them hands.
Is there any
crazy.
big guys that are like super? Is there any like big heavyweights doing stuff right now?
I mean, John Jones is in heavyweight now, and he's unstoppable.
Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know he moved. I didn't know he moved up.
Yeah, he just had his second fight in heavyweight. He just knocked out or had TKO'd Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
One of the greatest heavyweight UFC fighters ever.
No, I've seen his those knee kicks give me nightmares, to be honest with you.
The spinning back hits?
No. The knee checks, like to the kneecaps.
Oh, that John Jones, those oblique kicks.
No, yeah. And like or like the knees go back. Yeah, like when he was I was listening to Rampage Jackson talk about it, or
I know what you're talking about on his podcast.
Yeah, and that just gives me like that haunts my dreams, bro.
Yeah, don't do that shit. Yeah, you do that shit. I'm turning around and going home. Leave me the fuck alone.
That sounds awful, but I was just like, because that's like, because kicks, people don't realize how hard people can kick, and like how much damage you can do with one of those.
They're like baseball bats.
Yeah, because
that's why I had to go out and learn how to kick.
Because
I had to.
I did karate when I was younger, and there was like these I was like 10 or 11 at the time, and like I really I really fucked an older kid up because he was trying to do some shit to me, and I
kicked him.
I did a leg kick.
To his thigh or his calf?
His fucking knee.
Oh, to his straight down.
No, it was a side kick.
Okay.
So it was it was like just I had
behind the knee.
No, I hit him on the. I torqued to the side, but he was done. After that, I didn't even feel bad, but because I was on the ground.
Don't be a bully.
Yeah, don't fucking and because he was like 16, and he was it was I was like 10 or 11 at the time. The end of just hit him in the right spot, like just hard enough. You know what I mean? Kicks will fuck you up. Is the moral of the story. I learned that day. I was like, okay, Jesus. I was like, all right, because I was a yellow belt time. I didn't know. I didn't know. It was like I didn't know. I never actually like
put it to work.
Yeah. Because like everything. Because like I did that, and then I moved on to boxing. Because like I did boxing in third grade to like I did third grade to like fourth grade. I did boxing. Derek Harmon taught me how to box, which is like, if you don't know, he's an ex pro boxer, and he taught me how to do it, which was the whole thing. But that was just sparring. Like that was the most I ever did at that point. You know what I mean? So it was like that was like the first like real world scenario I'd ever been in, like to actually like use the shit. And yeah, I forgot about that until just now. I haven't thought about that in like 10 years, man.
Brought up kicking and it.
It's just like, I haven't thought about it. Like I have like my younger years are very hazy. Like were very hazy until recently. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, like 18, like onward. And it was like very in the moment. Like there was a lot of change and turmoil from like 2016 to like just recently. So like things have just now slowed down. It's been like a whole ass journey, like self-actualization and realization shit. So yeah,
that's life, man.
That's life, bro.
Life thrown at you real quick.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming next?
Besides
you said the music video,
mm-hmm.
and then you said a short film to try out the editor.
Yeah, I got a horror film that I shot back in 2022, or 2023. I don't remember which. It might be 2023. I hope it's 2023, to be honest with you. But I got that. Got a fight movie I did with called Resilience that I have to edit. So that's going to be coming out sometime, maybe this year, potentially.
I would love to do something like that.
It's super fun, man. Like this, like we did my guy dropped out like 2 weeks before we were shooting, so I was training in the meantime because I knew, like, because we're talking like this is like we're talking like 4 months in advance, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I have a feeling that my actor's gonna stop being in the movie for no reason, and then he did that. So, I was training in the meantime in case, and ended up working out. So, and I'd directed before, so I was like, all right, this is my fourth movie at the time. So I was like, I feel good. Let's go, and it's fun. It looks great. I just there was just a whole lot of turmoil in my life after I made it. So. Now it's like where I can, like, I feel stable enough to like look at it, you know. So, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, man, trying to find that balance. That balance is everything, and knowing when to take a step back for the moment to gather your mind. Is extremely important.
I have that in my schedule now, man. I like Sundays. I try to reflect as much as I can. Like every Sunday, I try to find like 15 minutes or whatever, because life's crazy, and like just like, am I just like kind of like ritualize, like, am I doing what I want to be doing right now, and like, am I on track for like my goals? Am I staying true to myself, and like just trying to like keep on the path, you know? Just trying to like realign and like not lose sight of it, because I've lost sight of it like before, like big time, and like
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and like that's like your soul starts to die when you do that, man. Like you start getting burned out, and like just you get like the opposite momentum. You know what I mean? Because like once something goes wrong, it's really easy.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, and it's hard to like get through that if you're not like, you know, if you don't got a good support system. And like, you know, I'm lucky that I did. Otherwise, like I don't know where I'd be right now. Like, to be honest with you, like I got like my brother like helped me so much throughout this whole thing, and like just it's easy to forget how lucky we are, you know? Like it's easy to slip into I deserve this, I deserve that, and I think that's when you start fucking up, you know? That's when you start getting in your own head and shit, and like
stop being grateful.
Yeah, and you start fucking shit up for yourself too, because like you have like this shit mindset, and then you're like, they're like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, me? Like, what do you mean? But
I hear you, man. I had to do some hard reflecting and checking myself, because I was getting ahead of myself. and started saying I want more, and I'm expecting more, and I wasn't appreciating my successes. I wasn't living in the moment.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving myself a pat on the back or good job or nothing. It was just like, I expected this. I expect this of myself. So yeah, you're welcome. Cool. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah. No,
but now it's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore, man. Everything that I achieve, I'm going to be proud of. I've worked my ass off at everything that I do.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm going to appreciate my little successes as I go.
Yeah.
And, that I feel like I'm going to be a lot more happy of a person if I do that.
Oh, it's the little things, man. It's the little moments that make life worth living, to be honest with you. Because life is absurd. You know what I mean? It is. And like
it's some weird shit that
and like
out there, man.
And it's little things. You got to take those little wins and like really milk them for as much as you fucking can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because life is short. Like it feels long while you're living it, but like it really is short. And
you only get to do it one time.
Yeah.
Too.
So like you really try to milk that shit. Like when things are good, like it'll pass, but like really try to milk it until it does. And because things do get better. Like I didn't think that I used to think that things would never get better, and then they did. And I didn't know how to feel about that, so I was trying to figure that out because like I didn't know who I was when things were good. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Because you're constantly waiting for the next bad thing to happen.
Yeah, and there's still a part of me that's waiting for the shoe to drop, but like I felt like internal happiness for like the first time, like, you know what I mean? Like where it wasn't like an external like vice or achievement or like entertainment or consumption of something else. It was like just purely from within.
Yeah.
And like I hadn't felt that since I was a child, and I was like so like magical, weirdly. Like it was like I was like, okay, so I can be happy without doing these things. And that was like a turning point for me actually recently this year. So yeah. Well, not this year. Yeah, last year. I guess
2024, yeah.
Last year, yeah. It's 2025 now. That's crazy.
Yeah. It came quick. Well, man, congratulations to that.
Thank you. It was a whole thing.
Weathering the storm during those dark times can be a daunting task, like to put it very mildly.
Yeah, now I can make really great art from it. It's going to be a whole thing.
Because you could tap back into those emotions and thoughts and memories.
Healthily.
Yeah.
Healthily.
Yeah. That's very straight up healthily.
Yeah.
Very important. You're not dwelling. You're just saying, damn, like just reflecting and reliving.
Yeah.
And just checking it out. Why was I feeling like this? Just the feeling, the sensation that you had, whether it was, the overwhelming feeling of like anxiety or the low feeling of depression, whatever it may be. But then you could take that and then go create a motherfucking character, baby. And now we're making a story. Yeah. And now we're smiling and happy just from those times. Yeah. So I feel like everything, happens for a reason and has a purpose.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Absolutely. Everything happens for a reason. I think something. This is gonna sound like something that I'm gonna ask you really. Do you mind if I ask you a really deep philosophical personal question?
Yeah.
So like when we die, like what are your beliefs on that?
I think we're reborn.
You think we're
I think we're reborn, and we're either gonna be better or worse based on our actions while we're alive.
I think that's a good way to scale it. I don't know what happens when we die, or I guess my idea is ever changing, but one of the things
I agree with that too.
One of the things I think is like potentially that I'm theorizing is that like maybe like we'll transcend into like fourth dimensional beings. You know what I mean? Like turn into pure energy.
Yeah. That's
kind of like what I think might happen, and like fly around the universe and shit. Mm-hmm. And like that's why like where all that color comes from, like in the universe and shit. Or that's like just or where you like I don't know maybe, but
there's no way it could just go dark and that's it.
Yeah. But one of the things, like, I do think like that might happen because energy is a thing. Like, because energy is a thing, and there's a lot about the universe we don't know, and we keep learning new things that fundamentally change the way we understand reality. But one of the things that made me okay, more okay with the concept of death, and like, because for me it was, it's like, it's usually always something very sad or something like, I know some people like have to accept it, but one of the things that like one of the philosophies around death that I heard recently was that death completes a person. And I thought that was just really profound in that, like, even if like it's not the ending that you wanted, like it could be like, it could like, it's the ending. Like, it's like now you're finished as a person, your story is over. And I think that is like just like profound, that your stories keep going until you die, and then you're complete. Like you're still growing and expanding and learning until you die, and then your story's finished, and then you can finish it. And I think there's something poetic about that. And I think that just it makes the idea of I don't know, growing older less daunting.
For sure. I feel like, especially, being 30, almost 31, my outlook on life and aging more so is completely different than what it was even 5 years ago, a few years ago. Like, I look forward to it. I look forward to the wrinkles. I look forward to the grays. I look forward to everything, just the full journey, because the perspective that I have of life now is completely different. Like, I'm the parent now. I'm not the child at school anymore. I'm the parent with the kid in school. My perspective is a lot different. Yeah. But I also have memories I could reflect on. And I can only imagine what like 40 is like, 50. You have more life experience. Yeah. So like it gets more beautiful.
Hopefully a little more money too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Money is stability. That's what we're chasing. Right? For the freedom to go out and do what makes us happy. But it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. You really learn what's important as you go.
Yeah.
And the more you focus on that, the more you could ignore the bullshit that doesn't matter.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of bullshit that doesn't matter.
Oh, it's so most of it.
Yeah.
Most of it, man.
Most of it does, yeah.
The fancy cars and the necklaces and the jewelry.
And it's just like once you get trapped, because it's a trap, you know what I mean? Because once you get caught in it, that's all you chase, and that's all you like lose
your purpose.
Yeah, you like lose like who you are. You know, like it gets lost. Mm-hmm. Like you, and like I don't know. It's just a lot of the people around me just kind of that's all they care about. And I want a 1969 Dodge Charger, and then I want to redo the inside.
That's fire.
To like make it all new. And then I'll be like, I'm gonna make it all new because I want
digital too on the inside.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, okay. You just want the body.
I want the body.
Yeah.
And then I want to make that my everyday car. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not gonna buy it. Probably another I might buy like some moving trucks and shit for like heavy equipment. Mm-hmm. That'll be like my car. I'm good. After that, I don't want anything else.
I could dig it, man.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Lelyn, I appreciate you for getting on Talk Smack with Mac, and I look forward to working with you for sure.
There's going to be so much stuff that you won't even be able to imagine it.
Yeah. Yeah, straight up. But every time I have somebody get on my show for the first time, I sit back, I give you a chance to let the smack talkers know anything that you haven't touched on yet, maybe social medias that you could have them follow you at, anything like that.
Yeah, so you guys that smack talk, you can check me out at Lelyn Mac on Instagram, that's my name everywhere. So if you want to check out my stuff out on YouTube or my music, Dead Souls Anonymous is the YouTube channel where all of my films are. You gonna see, if you like short films, you got my friend Hunter's on there too, and potentially some more from the other locals here in Vegas and maybe St. George potentially eventually. But be on the lookout for any productions by 81 Echoes. That's my new production company I just started, and I'm gonna be doing some very fun stuff with that this year. So yes.
Do you have like an email or a newsletter or anything that people should know if they want to potentially work with you, if they like your work?
Yeah, check me out at luxabruptum@gmail.com.
Cool. I'll make sure I put that in the description.
Yeah, and I'll send that over too.
A little mental check.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you getting on the pod. This definitely won't be the last time that you're on. I'm already knowing it.
I'm happy about that.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you. We're out.